And what are we having here? We have the third and final map, Iwo-Jima or Iwo-Jima, not quite sure how to say it, from Battlefield 1943. And I told myself I wanted to have all three maps on here. And I kind of do this for myself too. This is a nice memory of this game once it doesn't exist anymore. We can no longer play it on new Xboxes or new consoles. That's like the last thing that we have. Is going to be the video. So as you see, we started here on the ship and everyone is like trying to get off the ship as fast as possible. There's always a fight for the two planes that are there. I used to be the one that always fought for one of the planes, and I kind of like, I'm more chilled now. I'm like, whatever, you know, if I can have the plane, that's fine, I don't need it. But I'm also kind of rusty with the planes. I had some success a couple of days ago, but I'm not as good anymore as I used to be, so I leave it up to the good pilots to do some damage. So I'm focusing right now on taking the lighthouse, and I hope that my other team members taking the other flags, because it makes no sense when all the team members go to the same flag and the enemy team takes 3 flags in the meantime. So the best approach is you have like, you try to take, you know, at least 2 different flags, better yet even, or 3 flags at one point, and so then the enemy team only has 2, so you're already ahead. So I don't know where we are now. I think they already have 3 flags, so or they're definitely in the lead, and that kind of sucks because it happens really, really fast that all of a sudden you realize all of the flags are taken, and we have like this one flag. This is, I think, the only flag we have right now, so we really have to make sure we don't, yeah, we have this is the only flag. I just see that. We cannot lose this flag, because if we lose this flag, we have to, we're kind of starting back at the ship, and then the enemy team really has control over us, because they can pretty much capture us on the ship, and it's sometimes hard to even get onto the island because you're just being attacked trying to take the ship. Trying to, you know, swim is really stupid, and then if you take the plane, they can basically just attack the planes. So, you know, I just took the lighthouse and it's already gone again. So it's like you turn around and it's gone. So it's sometimes better to just stay and defend. But I have lately really been in situations where I stayed at one flag and I was the only one defending it, and I don't know what my team did. It's like we lost every flag, and they were sitting on the ship and I was on the island by that one flag all by myself with like the whole enemy team attacking me, and then I died and I ended up on the ship. So I really desperately try here to take this flag, and I'm hoping that the base is not being taken. So right now we have 3 flags, which is really, really good. So this is always like iffy here. This is a very, very heavily defended spot, and this is the one spot often gets taken again and again and again and again. And you know, you basically can just turn your back and it's being taken away from you. Very, very popular spot, especially if the enemy team is coming in from that side on the ships. It's hard to take that spot, but so I'm trying to figure out right now. We still have 3 flags, so I'm trying to figure out where the enemy is. And you know, like in all the battlefields, you don't see the red dots unless they shoot. And so I'm not always so sure, because sometimes I feel like they know exactly where I am and I haven't shot anything, and so I'm not so sure if it's consistent with the red dots. But here I had a really lucky shot shooting inside the door of that lighthouse from far away and actually getting the guy inside. That blew me away. That was wow. Sometimes things like this just make this game so much fun. You surprise yourself with things that you never thought that are going to happen, and that's why it's really fun to take this so serious and just sometimes say, what the heck, I'm just gonna, you know, what do I have to lose? It's a game. If I die, I respawn. Let me just try something, and I've been doing this a lot lately, and I had some really, really good kills, just being a little more gutsy. I don't know, like so many gamers, you hate dying. It just sucks because you have to respawn at, you know, the spot. You lose what you just worked for so hard, and yes, it does suck, but it's not real life, so it's not the end of your life, you know. And so here I'm taking a lighthouse again, and we still only have 3 flags. So it looks like they have the other side at of the island, and they have the flag that I just took, they have that flag again. So I'm not sure now where to head because they're coming from down there, trying to take them out. This is absolutely no problem to take somebody out with this sniper from that far if you're accurate. And I sometimes get so excited and I just like can't shoot straight, or I try to take somebody out, but I already kind of hear somebody like behind me or around me, and I can't like decide, should I take this guy out that I was focusing on in front of me, or should I focus on the guy behind me? And sometimes I focus on the wrong guy and then I get shot, and I get nervous and I start, shaking, and that doesn't really help. But here, definitely shooting out of the hip in situations like this where a guy's in front of you didn't expect is the best way to go. Something that you have heard me say so many times, and yes, I'm still working on it. So I'm heading back to this flag that I have taken twice already, I think. I don't know, or our team has taken twice already. So we're back at this. I'm always checking the houses because there's always some guys sitting in those houses. You think you're all by yourself at the flag and there's no enemies, and you sit there and you take the flag all happy, and the guy comes out of the house and gets you, and it's like, oh God. And there you go back to the other side of the island starting from scratch. So it looks like our team is doing really, really well. Surprise, surprise, I didn't expect that. That we actually managed to have more than 3 flags. So here, sorry for that, I have actually skipped a lot. I mean, I've chopped off or cut out a lot of all the scoring parts, which are the parts where I basically run from one end on the island to the other end, or I just basically stake out some stuff, trying to figure out where the best approach is, just kind of like, camp a little, if you may say that. Sit somewhere and just try to figure out if we should. Sometimes I just basically I'm close to a flag, trying to hold it. That's always good, not always easy. And those are kind of like the boring parts where, I don't want you to be bored seeing just things that where absolutely nothing is happening. Or here I'm just basically sitting with my tank. But I left that in because I think I get a couple of kills taking the flag back. Not so easy here with the tank because you got this like trench, and you can only move forward or backward. You can't really turn around, but you have to just take that risk. And a lot of times people are afraid to approach you when you're in a tank. And as a rifleman, for example, there's really nothing you can do against the tank. And a lot of times when you have riflemen around you, you don't have to fear anything. You basically just sit there with the tank, and they hide from you, hoping that you didn't see them, didn't notice them, and that you go away soon so they can take back the flag. Happens all the time. I mean, really, you take the flag, you think, oh my God, it's all ours, and you proceed to the next flag. And you look on the little map and it's already being taken again. So those are those guys that are actually pretty much camp around the flag. And, not like in Call of Duty or camping. Camping is just sucky because it's not that type of gameplay. This is more like, in the real war where you can't just run all the time. Because if you run around all the time, you just get hit all the time. And you do your team absolutely no good. So you gotta have to, also, we have to have some defenders. If we don't have defenders, it literally happens that we take flags, we run away, we let the enemy take it, we take the next flag. It's like a cat and mouse game. It's basically just I take, you take, I take, you take. And the most successful teams are the ones where they keep a guy or two at one flag and make sure that they keep the flag. And that's why you have to do a little bit of camping. As long as you're not like sitting at the same spot all match long, and I guess you can do that too, but it's just it's like not as I find it like if you play a game and you just sit in one spot, it's kind of I don't know. You have your own opinion about that, but I'm not thinking it's anything illegal or anything that you should get somebody punished. I think I get angry at people that actually use some kind of modification, some, mods, like you call them, hackers that cheat, that, games where you notice that you give, you have like 3 headshots into a guy and the guy just stands there. It's like, okay, you know that there's something going on. Those kind of things really make me mad and frustrated. And then you hear people saying, oh, it's just a game, But it's like, yeah, it's in sports too. Yeah, well, it's just sports. But you're not allowed to dope. And when people do dope and they get caught, they get punished for it. And it's because it's not fair. It has to do with the fairness. Games, video games, and any games, sports is a game too, literally. I mean, people take it very serious. But at the end, all it is, it's a game. It's people competing against each other for fun. And, of course, for money. But that's another subject. But anyway, when you look at it, it's nothing serious. There's nothing deadly serious about sports or video games. It's the same concept, literally. It's teams going against each other, competing for that number 1 spot. And there should be fairness. It's like if you have 1 or 2 guys just cheating, it takes away the fun. And, everyone wants to have that feeling of hope, like, oh my God, maybe I can win this match. And it doesn't always have to be that you're just going for the win. But if you do play, if you play like, in a game where it's just one man versus, each man against each other, I think then it's totally fine if you just want to be a dork and play your way and you just, I would not say cheat, but if you want to sit in a corner all match, or if you want to just run around like a crazy man and get killed all the time, that's fine too, because you're not doing anyone any harm, you're just hurting yourself. But if you are playing in a team sport, a team game, you just should play the objective, should go with the team, should help the team. And that comes back to, when in Battlefield 3, for example, the support soldiers, it's like if you are playing a support, then support your team. Otherwise, don't play a support. Meaning you give out ammo to your team when it's needed, and it's needed all the time. Same thing when you're a medic, you hand out med packs and you revive people. And a lot of times people are very good at handing out med packs, but they completely forget to revive. It's you can literally like die right next to a medic and you just are not being revived. It's like, so why you were a medic? It's like, you get a lot of points for reviving people too, not just for handing out med packs. So maybe you should help your team, because your team will help you when you need help, and you will win, and you'll get even more points when you win. So I don't know what people sometimes think, but it's, So here I'm back at this flag again, trying to see what's up. And I know there's enemies, and there's definitely a tank, and I cannot have the tank see me because I have no chance as a rifleman against that tank. It's like he sees me, he's good with his tank, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm trying to trick them out, and as long as they have the flag, they keep spawning there like crazy, and I know that, and that's a problem. You cannot really take the flag until you know there's no enemies for a couple of seconds, and then as soon as you have, the flag is down, it can no longer spawn there. And so I know now that I'm at high risk, because they can basically spawn behind me, next to me, in front of me, anywhere. So there they are, spawning, and I just have to really, really watch out for those spawn spots, which I don't really actually know exactly where they are. They can be all around me. So I'm trying to take that flag again to make sure it's ours, because we're not doing well and we really need this flag. So this tank is really awesome. He is supporting me. He's supporting that. He's shooting that corner that I can't see, my blind spot, and that helps me a lot. And there they come again. I guess they were just kind of spawning before we took the flag and waited for us to take the flag. So I'm hoping they're all gone by now. I mean, how many more are there coming? And I see another guy down here trying to hide in this little house. See if who can trick out who. And I don't know if he knows I'm here. He has no clue I'm here. So that's very good for me. I was 100% sure he saw me coming. That's interesting. So I'm wrapping this up right now because we lost here and there's not much more going on. I hope you like this. Take care until next time. Bye bye.